where once you have a right-wing populist movement and you have political figures in the Republican Party embracing it and saying they're the real patriots, and you have media demagogues whipping up more and more anger, this is a very volatile mix. It is, in fact, without using the term incorrectly, the mix that turns a right-wing populist movement into a neo-fascist movement. And the political theory now about fascism is that it's a right-wing populist ultranationalist movement that turns into a more militant and aggressive mode. Now that's, it's not going to happen here. You're not going to have a mass fascist movement. But along the way, this anger being focused on scapegoats by the Glenn Becks and the Lou Dobbs and the O'Reillys leads some people to decide to beat up their neighbors, and it leads others to decide to go out and kill their neighbors, and that's already happened.
Of course, Lou Dobbs is no longer on television, though he could run for national office, something that's been floated there. Then you have David Duke.
That's like saying a zombie is going to stay dead.
That's like what, Chip?
That's like saying a zombie is going to stay dead.
You have David Duke famously saying that if Obama were elected, of course, this was before Obama was elected president, it would be a, quote, visual aid to white Americans. How have things changed in this year of the Obama presidency?
Well, we've gotten back to this. It's basically that with such a large right-wing populist movement already being woven around these white nationalist themes, it's pulling the Republican Party to the right and towards, frankly, a more racist stance. But it's also providing an opportunity for the organized white supremacist movement to pull people out of the right-wing populist movement, the teabag and town hall movement, and pull them into a more aggressive, more racist, a more xenophobic, more anti-Muslim, and in many cases anti-gay and anti-abortion provider kind of anger. And that is happening on both sides of this right-wing populist movement. The Republicans are being pulled to the right, and the white supremacist organizers are having a heyday of organizing people out of the right-wing populist movement into this militant, aggressive, and frankly, right-wing revolutionary stance.
And what do you think is the best way to answer it, Chip Rowley?
Well, I think that if you're looking at it in terms of a society, people need to stand up and say, this is way out of control. That whenever you have this kind of anger and demonization and scapegoating, it's very toxic to democracy. And I wrote a report called Toxic to Democracy to explain how that works. The other thing is that Democrats really have to stop this snide and smug and arrogant, haha, let's laugh at the rednecks and rubes stance, because first of all, the political right has out-organized centrist Democrats repeatedly since 1980, so I have no idea why they're laughing on the Democratic Party side. And the other thing, these inside the Beltway spin doctors who say, it's okay to call them the radical religious right, the political extremists, they're crazy. This whole theory that came out of the 50s and 60s that these people are psychologically maladjusted has been repudiated in social science. So, there are people being pulled into the right-wing populist and white supremacist movement that skillful progressive organizers and labor organizers could be bringing into a multiracial, multi-ethnic coalition.
Chip Rowley, we're going to have to leave it there. We thank you very much for being with us. Senior analyst at Political Research Associates, co-author of Right-Wing Populism in America, Too Close for Comfort.